we've been talking about getting us a tractor with a loader bucket on it. Took forever to decide, and it took forever to find out, who had something, who didn't, and it was a mess. So this is what we got. We got the New Holland Workmaster 25S. And I just want to take a couple minutes here just to show you some of the stuff real quick with it. In case anybody out there is looking into one of these and wondering what's what, and you can't find one at your local dealer, we'll show you here quick. Obviously it has the 100 LC loader on there. You can see that at the front. It comes with a 50-inch bucket. And what I like about this is it has the skid steer quick attach setup on it. We're going to be getting a set of pallet forks to go on here, and it'll be real simple to switch back and forth then. 1,000-pound lift capacity on the loader. You can see it's real easy to take the loader off, and it's got all the color-coded caps there for the hydraulic fittings. 2 pedals for your hydrostat for the drive, forward and reverse. Real easy to operate. Just switch the front of your foot from one to the other. This is the joystick here to control your loader. Here we got the throttle. This is your PTO to turn it on and off. The dash is pretty simple. You got an hour meter, fuel gauge, and a coolant gauge, or temperature gauge, I guess we should call it. You got 2 spots there to knock out in case you want to put something else on it. Cruise control down here, ignition switch with a cover so you can keep the dust and the moisture out of it. Parking brake. What's nice about this is when you set the parking brake to take it off, all you have to do is push the brake pedal down and it'll release on its own. And obviously that there is the brake pedal. Up here on the dash we have our switch for our lights. You got turn signals, you got off, you got hazard, you got headlights, and I'll show you these up here. These are nice bright LED headlights. They really shine out there. The only problem is when you're using the bucket at night, of course the bucket's gonna block out the headlights. Just like if you're using a snowplow on a pickup truck, if you don't have the plow lights on there, you're gonna have the headlights shining off the back of the snowplow and you won't be able to see what you're doing. Same scenario here. So move on back here on will just be the right fender. You got your shifter for 4-wheel drive, the 2-wheel drive, 2-speed transmission, low, neutral, and high. And this is to raise and lower your attachments on the back on the 3-point hitch. And fuel tank fill is up here. Down here under the seat, this is the valve to adjust the speed for your 3-point hitch for how fast it goes down. And then the other knob over there is for your mid-mount attachments. If you have a mower deck, that's to set the cutting height. The seat, very comfortable, and you got an adjustment right here to slide it front and back. Has a seat belt, has armrests. It's really comfortable. It's a nice seat. You can see here, this is one of the tail lights. See if I can turn that on there for you. Yeah, there's a 4-way, and you can see their LED at the bottom. And you have brake lights back here and everything too. So you're set if you got to take this thing down the road. Rollover bar, the roll bar there, ROPS, whatever you prefer to call it. You can set it back like we have it now. You can have it straight up and down, or you can just fold it down the whole way if you really want to. We don't really recommend that. We always recommend having some kind of protection there for you. What I like about this roll bar is that you can see faintly up there, there's a tab, and then over here there's another tab, and these other ones welded on here coming down through. So like I was saying with the bucket, when you're using it and it blocks out your headlights, this is a spot up here where we're going to mount an LED light bar of some sort across there. So we'll be able to have this up and be able to see out over when we're using this thing at night to dig up. And we can run our wires right down through here. We don't have to do any chopping or cutting or welding to the roll bar. It's already set up and ready to go. 26-inch rear tires. I think they're actually this says 305, but I think they're, oh yeah, down there it is, 26 12x12, and they're pretty good tires. Those are the R4 tires. We wanted them rather than the turf tires because we wanted something that was going to hold up and really dig in the dirt, and something was going to last. Now this 5-foot box scraper here, that was an additional purchase there. We got it from the same place where we got the tractor from, because that was one of the main attachments we wanted. This is a Titan, and man, does it ever do a good job. Got the 4 adjustable teeth on there, and that sucker will rip through some tree roots behind this tractor. Don't let the size of this thing fool you. When you put it in 4-wheel drive and you put this thing down and you start pulling on it, it's gonna go. It's gonna bust through some stuff. Now back here you got your 3-point hitch. You can see all your links here, all your adjustments that you have. Rear PTO shaft. There's a dipstick back here to check the oil. There's a filter on the side here, and there's another one down in front of the transmission. So we got to read in the manual and see exactly what each one of those are for. We didn't get to that part yet because we haven't had to look into changing the oil in this. We got about a little over 20 hours on it right now, so no worries about that stuff at the moment. We just got to check it and keep on rolling. There's a toolbox mount up here in the roll bar. Not a big fan of that because of the way it hangs out. That's gonna get busted off on a tree sooner or later, or something's gonna smack into it. Haven't figured out what I want to do with it yet, because I know some people flip it to the inside, but I don't want to lose my triangle. And to put it on the other side, I don't want to put it there over the serial number plate on the roll bar and have it all messed up. So I might just cover that plate up and then put it over there, just to keep that plate from getting all scratched and gouged up from this thing vibrating and shaking around. Over here on the left fender, you got a cup holder. You got a little area there to sit your phone or some other stuff. 12-volt outlet, and this is your PTO control here. The knob on the dash turns the PTO on. This is where you select whether you got rear, mid and rear, or just mid PTO. So if you're running a tiller on the back, you would use the rear. If you're using an attachment on the front and back, or not in front, on the middle and back, boy, I can't think of off the top of my head what you'd be using at the same time on the mid and rear. But on the mid, obviously, that would be your belly mower. If you had a mower deck underneath here, that's what you would use. I guess if you were set up to run a mower deck in the middle and a mower deck on the back, then you could use mid and rear. So anyway, that's where you select that at. Front axle, big heavy duty axle. It's 4-wheel drive. You got a dipstick there to check that. Everything with the engine is pretty easy to get to, all your normal service stuff. You got a button right here to push to unlatch the hood. Air filter right up there in the top, easy to get to. Big oil fill cap. And this is a Yanmar 25 horsepower diesel, if you didn't know. Then down here, right inside here, you got your oil filter, you got your dipstick, and right behind that, you got your fuel filter right there. So all easy stuff to get to and service and take care of. So overall, we're very pleased with this tractor. We looked at a bunch of different ones. It was really a struggle to even find somebody that had subcompact tractors for sale right now. We looked at the LS, which LS builds these New Hollands, and we were pretty much set to go with one of those, and they just weren't getting them in. So we looked at the New Holland. We kind of ruled out the Mahindra E-Max because, well, it just didn't have as much power. It was a little bit pricey for the package you were getting. John Deere, Kubota, we kind of ruled those out too, just because of the price. This one here, this was a good deal for us, and the dealer is close by. Out of all the brands we looked at, this dealer here is probably the closest one to us, so that was a huge plus. That's one of the biggest reasons why we went with this brand, because it's always good to have a dealer nearby in case you got to run out for some parts or something quick, or you need some service. So yeah, overall, we're pretty pleased with it. We've been putting it to work. We actually got some wood in there now that we're hauling around to go throw on the burn pile. But we've done a lot of digging and excavating with it so far. You can see the floorboards all dirty there. And we'll share some videos with you as we go along here and do some more projects with this thing to kind of show you what it can do and how it works. So if you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to this channel, and thanks for watching.